Women and the struggle for land and territory in Honduras. In 2017, JASS, Just Associates, together with our partners, embarked on a much-needed contextual mapping on the impacts of extractivism on women who are defending land, water, and life in Honduras. We collected, analyzed, and documented the situation and needs of women defenders involved in struggles for land and territory across Honduras. With this series of videos, we invite you to learn more about this pressing problem and its devastating impacts on not only women and their communities, but also the future of our planet. Being a woman and defending territories, consequences and aggressions. The Inter-American Human Rights Commission has recognized that within the group of people that defend human rights, women are exposed to a special situation of vulnerability, since the risk generated by denouncing human rights violations and affecting interests is added to the historic gender discrimination faced by women in patriarchal societies. This vulnerability is exacerbated in the case of rural, indigenous, or Afro-descendant women leaders defending the right to land, territory, and natural goods. In fact, women human rights defenders face risks and aggravated violences that are framed in a system called patriarchy, which assigns them a subordination position and limits their possibilities of having a role as political leaders. The Mesoamerican women human rights defenders registered 3,886 aggressions against Mesoamerican women defenders between the years 2012 and 2016, and 53 murders of women defenders. At the national level, we have been able to verify that within the manifestations of violence that most affect women defenders of land and territory interviewed for the mapping carried out by JASS, threats continue being at the top, with 94.3%. Nevertheless, persecution with 74.3%, aggressions and harassment with 71.4%, and sexual violence with 37.1% are also expressions of violence that most affected women. According to our study, the difference between threats received by women and threats received by their male colleagues isn't that big, 2 percentage points. The difference lies in the concentration of these threats, 24.3 percentage points. This demonstrates that women are more likely to be assaulted once they have been threatened. It is also important to highlight that according to the perceptions of the people we interviewed, criminalization and murder affect women in a lesser extent than men in the organization. Who are responsible for these aggressions? The police, companies, and armed forces. In that order, they are the institutions or groups identified as responsible for exercising violence against women defenders, their peoples, and communities.
Are bringing the military and the police in 2010 because the radio was installed. Imagine bringing a whole army in the valley police to surround the area. We have never had police or military taking care of our houses here. So coming to this is a violation admit at instilling fear in the family. It is an harassment and a threat.
If you want to learn more, watch the following videos to find more information about the role of women in these struggles for land and territory.